Namaskaram. Uh, Energy still low, is it? Namaskaram. So I disagree with Radhika in one thing, which is her assessment of the graveyard shift. I don't think it's after the lunch session. It's for the guy who has to speak after Anirudh, who has to speak after Ajit Menon, my ex-boss, who has to speak after Ashish, Radhika. That's the graveyard shift. Okay. So it's been a long day. I know mental spans are limited, but I know I'm going to do a great job today. You know why? Do you want to know why? No? You don't want to know? So, when you listen to speakers like these gentlemen and the lady there, they are mesmerizing. They can spend hours and hours on the stage, and they give you such great, inspiring stories. They can truly carry the show by themselves. But I can tell you, on my own stream, I have none of these abilities. So therefore, I have a different strategy. And my strategy to make every presentation a success is based on you. I rely on a simple method of engagement. So before I start, there are two ways we can do this. One, I can go on for the next 45 minutes or so. Second, you can contribute and make this discussion that much more meaningful. Which one will it be? Monologue or dialogue? The rest of the guys are going to be in monologue? Monologue or dialogue? Dialogue. Thank you so much. That's going to add so much more value. Malcolm X, social rights leader in the United States in 1960 said, "The future belongs to those who plan for it today." Does the future belong to you? What do you think? Yes? Today, from all of us at DSP, I think this is just one step in trying to help you get future ready. Believe me, there are many more things to be said, but in the interest of effectiveness and time, I'm just going to keep myself to these. To give you an example of how, being just 0.02 meters ahead of the next guy, you can make yourself immortal. I'd like to request your attention on a gentleman called Mr. Dick Fosbury and the sport of high jump. Anybody did high jumping in school? Yeah? Done it? Easy or tough? Jumping straight or on the side? Side? So you know what it's called, right? If you don't, have a look at this video.
The 1968 Olympic Games proved to be a turning point in the history of the high jump event. Into the Mexico City Olympic arena came not only a new name to the sport, but a new approach, which was to revolutionize the high jump event. Dick Fosbury from the United States demonstrated a new style of high jump, which some considered strange and awkward. It was a jump he had devised in the previous years, and one which unsettled his opponents. While the crowd at first saw him as a novelty, his continued success at clearing the ever-increasing height soon made it apparent he was a serious contender. Valentin Gavrilov from the Soviet Union failed at his attempt of 2.22 meters, while Fosbury and his US teammate Edward Carruthers cleared their way to a jump-off. The bar sat at 2.24. Carruthers failed, and Fosbury took his new style of high jump over the bar and into the history books. Fosbury had won his gold. Within a few years, the Fosbury flop had become the standard method of jumping in this great Olympic sport.
Dick Fosbury and his Fosbury flop. With this, he made the sport of high jump his own. My question for the day is this: what is your Fosbury flop? What is it that you're going to do that you're regarded not only as the best investment advisor in Kerala, but across the country? What is the Fosbury flop that you're going to practice starting today? That's the question which we are hoping to answer in the course of a discussion today. Now let's look at our industry and the way we understand a business. Now, I must be honest and tell you that sadly we are still in the pre-Dick Fosbury era. Our old way, revenue equals a complete focus on margins multiplied by volumes of assets under advice. So if you were practicing with 100 crores of assets 10 years ago, what was that little extra something that you were getting from the regulator? What is SEBI allowing you to charge, allowing us to charge and give to you? Something, when you're entering, there used to be a charge. What is it called? Entry load, right? 2.25% gone. Now, if you had a focus on margins at the beginning of this year, what's happened? Margins available for the TER, which we're charging in lieu of exit load, gone. 20 bips gone on ELSS, 15 bips gone on all other open-end equity schemes. My question to you is this: is a focus on margin something which is under our control? Radhika mentioned in passing about regulatory changes coming. What she was trying to tell you in a not so straight up manner is there is a possibility of this margin going down further, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. So is it unique to us? Is it something which is a curse which is falling only on the mutual fund industry? Let me give you some examples. Telecommunications, travel, broking, airlines. Which business can you think of, whether it is in India or globally, where you haven't seen margins correcting whenever the business has grown? Business growth and margin expansion almost are always inversely proportional. Simply put, as businesses scale up in size, all of us are going to have to learn to live with lower margins. Now, that may not be the thing that all of us want to hear, or that may not be the best thing for me to say, but I'm here to tell you some facts, and that's a fact, right? So going forward, what is it that we can view differently? The new way, therefore, margins is not a variable which is under control. What is under control? What is it? Yes, we got a number of 25 lakh crores on mutual funds today. Where does AMFI estimate that mutual fund assets will be by 2025? Estimates are very close to that, sir. So it's going to be about 100 lakh crores is estimate. Today we got around the 2 crore mark in terms of unique individual investors. We estimate that by 2025, more than 13 crore Indians would have subscribed into mutual funds. Now, therefore, the market is there. The margin is not under your control. What do you think we should be doing? Focusing on one thing and one thing alone, which is acquire more and more clients, right? Do we agree there? Yes? So here's a strategy which, hopefully should somewhat help us prepare better for a business environment which is going to be high volume, but let's accept it with moderate fees, right? With that as a context, at DSP, we thought about what could be a Fosbury flop for you. We put it on 3 planks, and I'm going to talk about all of these for you today. Products, what can we do differently in terms of offering solutions to our clients? How do we communicate? What is the message that we give to our clients? And that's going to be an interesting point. We'll come to that. Lastly, none of these mean anything unless you have the power to convert these viewpoints. So far, so good? Should we proceed? Yes. All right, moving on to products. My first idea for you. Now, next slide, please. Yeah. If you look at the US markets, 1980s was all about alpha chasing. You're giving all your money to active fund managers. They were clearly beating the benchmarks. Life was good. In 1990s, realization dawned that maybe market beta is not such a bad thing. So start looking at beta strategies. Passive funds started emerging. In 2000, and today, it's a combination of active, passive, and smart beta, which is an attempt to tweak passive benchmark indices to create a superior outcome. This is a nice statement. Let's back it up with some data. In 2013, can anybody take a guess as to how much money came into actively managed funds? This is 5 years ago. In a single year, net inflow. You guys promised to participate. There are no prizes for right answers, there are no prizes for wrong answers. $38 billion actually came into actively managed funds. How much money came into passive funds in that year? 115 billion. So clearly, there is a viewpoint which is being represented across both sides of the argument. For every $100 you're putting in passive, you're probably putting in about $30 in active funds. What's interesting is that in the next 4 years, between 2014 and 2017, what do you think happened in terms of net inflows in passive funds? Net inflows. I've given you a starting number. $115 billion came in 2013. Between 2014 to 2017, how much money came in? 115, that was 1 year number, sir, in 2013. So 2014 to 2017, actually $2 trillion came into passive funds. What happened to active funds? This is where it gets interesting. See, the flower also fell off hearing that number. What happened to active funds in the same 4 years? Take a guess. 1 trillion net in? 5 trillion? Actually, it was net outflow of $500 billion. Clearly, as markets get more efficient, it's going to be increasingly harder for fund managers to generate alpha over benchmarks. In India, mutual funds, give or take, would be in equities about 11 lakh crores. Equities, correct? How much of that is ETFs? Number, please. Shout out loud. I told you, otherwise I'm not as good as these guys. I have to depend on participation. Huh? So about 78,000 crores. Now the product which is going to be sold in the passive space by IFAs is which one? Index funds? Correct? End of day NAV? How much do you think index funds account for today in this 11 lakh crore market? 2,800 crores, less than 0.1% of what we see in the entire equity market today. My question to you is this. Now back it up with numbers. Today, total return indices, BSE, NSE, BSE 100. Okay, now the poster's fallen off. All right, I think I'll keep my comments less controversial. But today, benchmarks at this point in the market beat 100% of the large cap category funds, 100%. In 3 years, they're beating 75% of the large cap category funds. In 5 years, the category average return is 13.5. Benchmark return is about 13 or 13.2. Not too much separating it. My question to you is this: what are you going to do about it? You know, large cap funds, what is the asset under advice on large cap funds alone? It's a serious point we're discussing. It's something which will help you do better in the future, in my opinion. 1,20,000 crores. And all of that gets outperformed by benchmarks. Is that giving you a message? Do you agree with the fact that there is a case for passive funds in India today? Simply by asset allocation, forget everything else? How many of people have sold a passive fund in this room? Oops. Not a single hand. If we want to change and if we want to be future ready, I did say that I'll give you the method. I never said it's going to be comfortable, right? That's one way to look at it. Can we move on to the next slide, please? There's my product pitch. If you like it, buy mine. If you don't like it, buy somebody else's. But start looking at passive funds, the Equal Nifty 50 fund. If you are the kind of cricket player who wants a team where you want each and every player to have the equal potential to perform. If you are the kind of player who doesn't want a team where you're betting on only one batsman, two batsmen tops, or two bowlers to win the game for you, and if you are the kind of player who doesn't want the team to be rebalanced by selectors at the end of every series, then this could be the product for you. It's a smart beta strategy. All that we do here is we assign equal weight to each and every stock of the Nifty. That means today, in the Nifty, the way we understand, Reliance is what weight? Somebody give me an answer. 9.5, right? That equals the weight of the bottom 15 stocks in the benchmark. What we say is that you are in the Nifty for a reason. It means that you have the potential to deliver alpha for shareholders, equalize it, create a product like this, and you know what it achieved? Do you want to see the results? Yes, no? Okay, let's see it. We back-tested the Equal Nifty 50 fund to the conventional Nifty 50 total return index, the way you and I understand it. The data is available from 1999. Now, when we compared the both, in 11 out of these 18 years, this is still 2017, the Equal Nifty 50 outperformed. What's more, over these 18 years, you got a compounded return of 16.5%. And what's more, you beat the benchmark as you understand it by 2.35%. And what did you do in all of this? Nothing. You just bought a product and let it stay. This is my first idea which I wanted to present to you. Passive funds, ladies and gentlemen, are coming and they're coming fast. Another facet to make it even more real for you. Let's have a look at this one. See the names on the top? Can somebody read them out to me, please? Sir, I must compliment you. With your voice, I don't think you need a mic. Huh? So, were these names even on a radar 2 years ago? No? Everybody knows them today? Do you view them as competition? You think they're a threat? Threat, yes, no? Yes? Why? They're not going to your customer. But a threat it is. Because today, if you look at the value of assets held by these platforms, it's under 6,000 crores. But do you know one of these names is one of the top 10 SIP sellers already in the market? And do you know who that is? Here, take a guess. Sorry? If there are 5 names, one of them must be right, so we can be loud. ET Money? Absolutely right. ET Money does between 15 to 20,000 SIPs in a month today. Paytm, heard about the opening? Yes? How many SIPs do you think they already have? Sorry? 50,000 SIPs already in the bank. What's another thing which is common about all of these guys today? Which plan are they selling, regular or direct? Ouch. Direct plan, large cap funds, available online. Why should I come to you, commoditized product? Equal Nifty 50. We've been a great believer in moderate fee, moderate revenue strategies. If you look at that 1,20,000 crores of large cap asset, what is the average expense in direct plan? It's 1.36% today. What's the regular plan expense here? 0.9%. What's even better, nobody is selling this. Today you sell a DSP top 100 fund, tomorrow somebody else comes and says, take HDFC, this is better. Chances are he may win, he may lose the argument, correct? How do you substitute an index? Once sold, forever brought. Decide, compete with these guys. At best, you'll take that business away from them indirect. What do we make on that? 0. Sell a product which nobody's selling, and believe me, this is coming. Do you make something on this? Yes. Is this a vault for moving money in all other strategies in the future? Yes. Is it a complicated product? No? What's the problem then? Is it the margin? Is that it? It's the same thing. Get 1 lakh at 1.5%. Get 5 lakhs at 50 bips, you're making more money. But the possibility of that 5 lakh coming and staying with you, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, is going to be a lot higher in the current environment today. It's a message which I'm deeply passionate about. I wanted to share it with you. If you want more details, please do get in touch with me or any of my colleagues here. Product number 2. Okay. Reaction to size is always disproportionate. All of you have heard too big to fail theory? Yes or no? Yes. Have you heard of too big to ignore? Is too big to ignore also a business reality? But yet, how many of us practice it? Let's look at the United States. 1/5 of the world GDP and half of the world's money. 46% of all global market cap rests in the United States today. And what have we done about it? How many people have sold international funds? Anybody sold any international fund in this room? No? I think that's a great thing. As the next slide shows, not a bad idea actually. Let's go here. So if you were in MSCI emerging markets, you did great, right? Between 1988 to 2018, you generated 11% return for your client. If you were in the S&P 500, you made 10.2. Is there any significant difference? No? But do you think you actually got those returns? The oldest story. Investor returns, investment returns are never the same. In 1988 to 93, you sat in the S&P 500 for 5 years. You saw MSCI did 545%. So we take the money out of the developed market, put it here. In the next 5 years, what happened? Negative. So we got tired, went to the S&P. Returns again found in the emerging market. What is going to make money for you in the next 10 years? Emerging markets or the S&P? Really? You think so, sir? Today, if you look at the trend, the only market which is making money across both is the US market, isn't it? But my question to you is this. Is this a question which you even want to answer? Why are we thinking of this as alternatives? Why can't we think of it as a supplementary strategy? We did this product in 2012. Not a single person in this room has considered this. This is a chance to own Alphabet, chance to own Apple, Windows, chance to own true domain leaders, chance to own a fund which is 60 stocks with an average market cap of $222 billion. Chance to own low correlation. Everybody knows correlation in this room. If you have a correlation of 1 with index, what does it mean? Can somebody give me an answer? Answer. You promised participation.
It exactly mimics the index.
It exactly mimics the index. So, sir, if the market was to go up 10%, what will happen?
No, that is actually beta, but this is correlation means the selection of the index is exactly
So you
the same as
broadly behave in the same manner as the index, right? So last year, everybody made money for clients. Why? Because we had high correlation, right? This year, what's happened? Have you made money? Why? Again, because of high correlation, right? So how about this fund, which was launched in 2012? The only point which I want to point out, it has a correlation with the Nifty 50 of 0.23. You try and achieve the same correlation by, doing what in your portfolio? Buying debt, correct? Because you said they are not correlated asset classes. But this is another way of doing the same. Next slide, please. And I'm not just going to give you a thought, I'm going to tell you how you could have put it into action. In 2012, this is live data, so request your attention. If you bought the small cap fund, you made 25% return, you made a standard deviation of 16.2, and return per unit of risk, which is what an advisor is supposed to really be evaluated on, is 1.56. Now take out 20 rupees out of this 100 and put it in the US flexible equity fund. What happens? Your 25% becomes 24%. Your standard deviation drops by a full 10% to 14%. And your return per unit of risk goes up or down. Is it good or bad? Product idea 1, passive. Product idea 2, global funds. Please start looking at both if you want to be future ready. And the last one. Okay, this is a brilliant slide. Somebody said that, in Kerala it's 91.9. I don't know, but my data suggests, as far as Kochi is concerned, you are putting 73 rupees out of every 100 into equity and 27 rupees in debt. The entire advisory universe from IFAs put 71 rupees into equity, 29 rupees into debt. However, the top 100 advisors, the largest ones in the market, what do you notice? Almost half and half, right? They recognize the value of debt because when they onboard a client, they don't promise them the sun and the moon and the stars. They say, we'll keep you safe and we'll try and do better than what you were doing on your own. Is there a point to adding debt? Let me put it simply. Yes? How many people have their portfolios in the ratio of 70-30 today? Only 2 hands? 80-20? 90-10? What, everybody else is 50-50, yeah? 60-40? 50-50? 90-10 now, 90-10 wale, let's be honest, put our hands up, come on, this is an honest session. 90-10, 80-20 would be the rest, 70-30 is the group, yes? Now, we've spoken about growth, right? Next slide, please. Mutual funds assets will go to 100 lakh crores, we'll have 13 crore customers. Today, we are net adding about 7,000 crores in equity, we are net outflows in fixed income. So how do we get to 100 lakh crores? Where's the money going to come from? My salary? Fresh money will actually help us grow fourfold? Where is the money going to come from to help us get to a 100 lakh crore number? It is going to come from a product which is zero innovation, which is zero real return. It gives you zero brokerage, and it's a 114 lakh crore investment category. Which one is it? Come on. Please, louder, please. Give me some support, guys and ladies. Bank FTs. Now, do all of us, this is the framework for my third idea. Do all of us actually recognize that every client we go to has bank FDs. Which product do you pitch to him? Mutual fund, yes. Which debt fund do you pitch to him, sir? Liquid. Nothing else, sir? You're doing a great job if you're doing that. FMP, anything else? Short-term funds? Money manager, ultra short? No? No duration, but say 6 months modified duration product is yes, agreed? That will be okay? Okay, my third idea. This is a FT done on the 31st of March 2018. Residual maturity is how many days? It's a 1 year FT. How many days will it be there for? 365 days. At the end of March 2019, what is the maturity of the FD? Residual maturity? Is the question very tough? No? Simple question? So can I get some responses? Yes? Now here's the problem. When we're selling products, all open-ended short-term funds maturity profile continues to be like this, correct? So actually they don't wind down. So there's my third product idea, which is a roll-down strategy, a product which basically buys AAA assets, which wind down with your FD. We have a savings fund, which today is designed to wind down by February end. Today it carries after expenses of ITM of about 7.8%. You can do the math, this is after expense. But as long as your client stays till February 2019, predictability is the highest. And you know what happens after that? It resets again for 1 year. So every time you have a 1 year FD, according to me, roll down strategy is the strategy to offer. How many people in this room have sold a roll down product? Not one. What is the risk that you said? You've sold, sir? One gentleman sold. I have mentioned 3 products. One gentleman has sold one of them. Can we give him a round of applause? I think so, you know. Sorry? So then, sir, we'll give you your applause. You're getting quite a few of them, but we'll do it later. But, you know, I keep going to the sessions like this. We talk about things which are away from the obvious in the hope that future ready advisor is going to look at solutions like this. The savings fund, again, information available. Do have a look. Okay, quickly, perspective to clients. How many people sell risk? How many people sell returns? How many people sell risk? How many people sell, okay, option A, how many people sell risk? Option B, how many people sell returns? Option C, how many people sell risk and returns? Option C, can I see your hands up? Option B, how many people sell returns? Option A, how many people sell risk? So those who didn't put their hands up for A, B, and C, are you sure you're in the right session? Okay, so all of us should ideally be selling risk and returns together. But you know, here's my question. When I often ask this question in forums, people say they sell both, but actually we're selling returns. That's a cruel trade fact. Simple question. What was the blended return for your portfolio for your client for the last 5 years? Can somebody give me an answer? Any 5 funds which you chose, what is the return for the last 5 years? Blended return of those 5 funds. 14.5? 13, 14%? Now, if I was to ask you the same question, what is the blended standard deviation? We spoke about return per unit of risk, right? So that's where the room starts going down. Now, at DSP, we clearly believe that the way to growing your practice is like this. Responsible communication leads to responsible client behavior. Averages often are the most misleading things, especially in extreme market conditions. The small cap fund reopened. This is how we started. We told the client that the lowest ever 1 year return of this strategy was minus 67%, the highest was 214, and the average was 22%. This gives all 3 dimensions to the client, makes him understand that when you're entering equities, there is a real chance that you can lose your capital. Do you agree? Yes or no? There's a spreadsheet, you know, available with us, and again, my team will be more than happy to share it. All of our products are mentioned on similar dimensions with risk stats. I'd suggest a simple thing you can do. Make a ready reckoner like that for all the funds that you are recommending. If you have a problem, you send it to us, we'll do it for you. Fair deal? Do you like the idea? Next. Okay, by now, I think Ashish spoke on behavioral finance. Lots of people have spoken about it. But tell me, looking at me right now, can you tell me, am I a blue, green, red, or yellow? Do you know what these colors mean? No? I'm a yellow. Okay. I would have thought I'm a red. But do you have a sense of what these colors mean? These are personality types. So, my first session on this was given to me many years ago by my ex-boss, who's in this room, Ajit Menon, so personality types. But you know what the problem is? You listen to this in a session, you forget all about it. But my simple question to you is, how about knowing that this man is a red? And there is a particular way in which I need to talk to him. How about walking into my office and looking at my desk, knowing what is my personality type? How about knowing what to say on the phone to close a SIP sale? One gentleman, one personality type, I would like to know what is a fund manager's return. Somebody who's yellow would like to know whether the SIP date can be done on his wife's anniversary. Different types. Simple question on domain. I'm a client. I'm standing here today. What is going to be my return for the next 5 years in equity? Can somebody give me an answer? More than? I told you I'm a red. I'm a result-oriented person. Give me a number, sir. 12%. Okay. 10%. 12%. 13%. And anybody wants to bid it up? 20% or so? Nobody? No? So, this is a question which is never answered easily, right? For example, at the beginning of 2018, I don't know what you said, but already we are significantly down, right? How about setting a framework to manage your clients' expectations and also create longer-term investors for you? Would you like that? Do you want to see it? But I have a small request then. If you want to see it, you'll have to give me, I'd say 5-10 minutes extra. Can you do that? I promise you, you'll enjoy it. Yes or no? Abhi, for your benefit, 5 to 10 minutes extra I'll take. Thank you, sir. Now, on fundamentals, market return is going to come in 3 things. The price earnings multiplier, correct? P. Second will be your period of investment. And third will be the earnings growth. Now, I am your client. I ask you, what is the return that I will make in the next 5 years? Can I request any one of you gentlemen to come up? Or ladies? Anyone? Nobody wants to come up? I'll force pick, huh? I'll grab somebody by the arm. One brave man, come on. Add value to everyone. Big round of applause. This gentleman deserves it. Come on, sir. Yeah, come on up. Okay, quick demo with a client, right? So gentleman is hi. Thank you so much. Simple grid before us. Can you see it here? So remember, the long-term average PE of the market is what? What number? 16 to 19. Let's just take 19 just for, I think it's 18 to 19 today, sir, but we can discuss that later. But let's just say this is the range. You can ask your client, so what do you think is going to be the PE 5 years down the road? Today's PE is how much? Nifty? 27. What do you think will be the PE, sir, 5 years down the road?
Maybe 30, 32.
Okay. Can I have the group's answer? Eternal optimist. This man is a yellow, by the way. So,
Yeah.
so 30, okay? You've gone to the extreme end, but typically long-term P normalizes, as the gentleman here says, between say 16 to 24. Just for the sake of argument, can we take 24? So let's assume that 5 years later, the PE of the market, current PE, can you change this please, Shubhata? Current PE is 26. This is a tool which is available to you, okay, by the way. Returns 5 years from now, you're assuming a PE, and so what do you think, oh, by the way, one question I forgot. Earnings growth, what do you think it'll be? This year, last 4 years is about 4-5%. This year, so far, we are about 14%.
should be the same, in the same range.
Say 14%. All right? So the client's answer is that he wants to invest for 5 years. He thinks the PE will be 24 and earnings growth in the next 5 years will be 14%. How much money is he going to make? 12.2%. Framework established. You and your client have both assumed on 3 variables, right? Price earnings, earnings growth, and period of stay. Now let's assume we go back to normal averages. Let's assume I'll take it that 20 is the right number. Okay? What happens to the return? 8.2%. Ouch. 8.2% for investing for 5 years in equity. Is there a message for 3 years or 5 years? Is it for longer? So what's the one variable which we can change here? Can we make this 10? What happened to the number now? Does that help you set a framework and tell you why a client should invest for longer periods of time with data? Do you know this tool is available with us? But you know what you have to do to get it? How many SIPs do you think I want? Huh? For the eternal optimist, a big round of applause. Thank you for coming out. This tool, you don't do anything, just ask. It's available for free. Use it. This sets a brilliant context. Do you agree? Would you like this tool? All that you have to do is step out. Please give us your AR and contact details. We'll have it sent to you. Okay? We'll send it as a ready reckoner card. We'll send it in the digital format available for you. Okay, my last point. Who likes cricket? Participation, please. Nobody else likes cricket? Really? Then my next video is going to be a fail. But this is going to be a 5-second video. Have a look at it. 5 seconds.
From the little master, he's away.
And he goes after that one.
Okay, this is a crunch game. This is just a second over. It's the best bowler in the world bowling to you. You have to make more than 270 runs. You've just played an uppish shot on the offside. You think it's a good stroke? It's a semi-final. You lose, you're out. I'm not saying what happened. I'm saying, is this a good stroke to play? Really? Fast track, you just got your eye in, best bowler in the world, second over, 1.1 overs, you chase 270, and if you lose your wicket, your team is going to lose. Should you get your eye in? Yes, no? At this point of time. What we're talking about now is the outcome bias. So this gentleman gave the right answer, but let's have a look at what really happened.
Pace of the bowler. But there was no half measures there from Tendulkar.
Listen carefully to what the commentator says.
Well, what a hit. Shoaib Akhtar fast and furious, allowing the batsman that width, and Sachin Tendulkar has cashed in on it big time. That's gone away in a flash. That is cricket at its best. Being made to stretch, and really hats off for middling that wide one from Shoaib.
Well, clearly shows on the surface you may be the fastest bowler in the world, but if you don't get it right against a top player, you'll get tapped.
So did you hear what the commentator said? What did you hear? Fast and furious, cricket at its best. If you don't get it right with the best player in the world, this is what happens. Now, commentary is the best example of outcome bias because he can change his view immediately depending on the shot, right? What happened if he had got caught? Would he be saying the same thing? Don't you think Sachin should have got his eye in? This is semi-final and he just hit Shoaib Akhtar for a 6. I'm sure all of you have seen this match. Commentators and commentary is the best example of outcome bias. That means changing your narrative based on what happened. You know what is the second best example? Our clients. Great year, let me put all my money into equities. I will not listen to you. No balance, no ESF, no debt, no asset allocation. And today they're calling you, you don't know what to do. Thanks to you, I have made 0 return. You are useless. Am I right? Outcome bias is just one of many biases which are prevalent in all of us. In fact, somebody says there is no bias in me. He's the most biased person. Information bias. If you want to kill somebody, In a market, just give them too much information. Confirmation bias, I like you, you like me, as long as both of us are saying the same thing. The moment I say market is going to go down, you don't like me. The moment I agree with you, that's another bias. Understanding these, anticipating, adapting, leveraging, all of these things I spoke about, personality types, domain knowledge, setting a framework, biases in your clients, and using them to your advantage to get you future ready, something that we do very seriously. And this next slide is a proof of that. All right, you see all of these guys? They're not CEOs. They're not sales heads, investments teams. These are people we've invested in over many months, externally and internally, to help you get these sessions in place for your teams as well as your clients. And I repeat, for your clients. Gone are the old advisory days of one referral, one new client. The future ready advisor is going to go the one-to-many route. Talk to us, whether it's in Bombay, Bangalore, Dehradun, Pune. Next slide, please. Vapi, Vadodara, Nasik. They're available for you. And you know what you have to do? Nothing. It's available for free. Just ask. You see some familiar names here. You see this gentleman in the end? You know him? You see this guy? Yeah. That my mooch picture, please excuse. That's the only one I've ever taken. These are all people who are available to you to help you grow your practice in the true sense. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you how to do it. That's the difference which we're trying to make. All of us are available. Your information, your client is hardened by information. He's heard too much from anyone. Will it work? Not necessarily. Here's what we did to do our Fosbury flop with you, and I'll tell you the context later. Just have a look.
Interesting. First I thought that it would be a little boring and all, and I'll start yawning, but it was very interesting.
Anything else, Hetal?
Thank you, and you were very nice. And
Thank you. Anybody else?
It was
Okay.
amazing to be here today. Great experience.
What are the key learnings that you had?
It was basics, but it was very good to learn in this age, because this is the age where we start learning things and follow the steps of what the adults do. So this is a good way to learn.
Sounds good.
I learned a lot of important concepts like investment. What you were saying.
Okay.
You know what we did? You know who these kids are? They're your kids. These were children of wealth managers. By the way, that chubby kid in the end is my son. So they are wealth managers' children. They are product heads of banks' children, some of the largest advisors. The people who don't want to come to a session, they say, we've heard enough macro, we know long-term market is bullish. When we said we're doing a session for your children between 11 to 15, we had space for 25 people. You know how much time it took to fill up that session? 15 minutes. And it's a big deal for somebody in HDFC who's a product head to call office and say, I want 2 slots, one for my kid and one for his friend. Why not address Generation Next? Why don't you use us, our resources, and there's similar talent available with others as well. Get them and address the children of your clients. That you are serving a client's need, that my next generation should be as savvy as me. Correct? Yes or no? How many people in this room have done a children's session for their clients? All your clients have kids, hopefully most of them. How many of you have done a session for your children? Do you want one? If I do it, do I have to send you an invite, or you will be the first one to register yourself? If I say I'm doing a financial planning session for children between 11 to 15, do you want to sell your kids to such a session? Yes? Any doubt? If you feel like that, how do you think your client is feeling? Utilize these catalysts with the right format. My last part, and thank you for that extra 10 minutes, but this is interesting, power to convert it. First thing, we did some tools. Anybody, you got the business card? One person. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see some hands. That's good to see. Tell me something. Are you your fund manager say, ask, you're a growth manager, you're a value manager. I ask you this question, what are you? Are you a growth manager, you're a value manager? Growth manager, value manager. Both. I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. I don't agree, no? To me, you're compounding managers. Your job is to compound for me as a client. You may interpret growth or value, that's your business, your time. For me, your job is to compound my money, correct? How about converting through your very introduction? A card which allows you to tell your clients that with 20 years with me, sir, you can grow your money 9 times. On your own, you'd grow it 3 times. How about telling him that the best message or the best fund manager in this industry is time spent in the market? This is your introduction. It doesn't have my logo. It is your name, your firm's name, your contact details available to you. And you know what you have to do for this? It's free. Nothing you have to do. If you don't have it, the team's here. When you're registering outside, please mention your details as you would like on the card. We'll make them and send them across to you. Interested? Yes? Next one, converting through salutation. Greetings. How many people have 50 clients or more? Yeah? 100 clients and more. Great to see. So when your clients have a birthday, what do? Send them SMS, WhatsApp, bouquet if the client's portfolio is large, cake. Yeah? Good? Is that what you do? Do you do it for everybody? Somebody's invested 1 lakh, also you do the same? Here's a message. Do you want to see something? To use it impactfully? You want to see something interesting? Okay, can I invite... so somebody is talking about a birthday being in September. Can we invite that person on stage? Should we? Should we? Round of applause. Yeah? So one of those rare moments, a mutual fund greeting another mutual fund. Huh? So here we go. Dear Radhika, can I have your birth date?
14 September 83. I mean, I don't have to hide
14 September 83. Everybody knows. You told us. You're one of the few achievers, the true achievers in the industry, yes. 14th.
My last name, Namit, is the same as yours.
Absolutely. So let's assume that Radhika had done a SIP, say $5,000 from Namit Gupta. Same last name, so let's stick to Namit. Let's calculate this. Okay, so she would have invested from her birth date if she started. You know this drill, 21 lakhs would have grown to 4.61 crores. But here's the innovation. How about sending a greeting like this on WhatsApp? Dear Radhika, a birthday is a wonderful day to begin something new, especially something that can bring you happy returns, like starting an investment. A SIP of 5,000 invested in a special day, 14 September in 1983, would have grown to 4.61 crores today. Once again, from all of us, we wish Radhika many happy returns. And I will come and personally pick up your SIP, but not for 5,000, huh? Anytime, done. Okay, here's my point. Simple tool. You know, before releasing it in the market, we took it to 100 of our partners and say, send it to one of your clients, each whose birthday was there. What is the standard return mail on emails and WhatsApps? Less than 2%. Clients don't even open. You know how many clients reverted to the message? More than 50 clients reverted to the message. And you know how they reverted? Whatever SIP amount we wrote, they sent a SIP of the same amount. Simple tool available on your phone. Download, click, send it to your clients. Send it for the daughters or the fathers you know. Send it for the sons or the mothers you know. And you know what you have to do for it? Nothing. It's free. Absolutely. And should we move on to the next one? Okay. Last one, in the interest of time, okay? Life for us is all about 100 units of time in a day, 10 minutes equals 1 unit. We spend 80 units talking about the past. 2008, this happened. 2003, this happened. Does the client really care? What is he interested in? What will happen in the future, right? Here's a classic example to grow your value. 1973, you want to see a movie Diwar, it used to cost you 3 rupees. Today you want to see a dangal, it will cost you 375. Entertainment does not inflate at 4%. That's what CPI is. What do you think will be the cost of a movie ticket in 2037? Answer. Sorry? Okay, I'll take somewhere middle. Actually, sir, the cost of that movie ticket will be 3,550 rupees. Life's not going to get cheaper for the client. He wants to know that from your skill, he doesn't have to watch this movie as a rerun on TV. He can take an entire family out and see it even when the ticket is at 3,550. You will tell him that this is what it's going to cost. And you will tell him that I will make it possible for you through my advice. Advisor Lens shows you the value of a movie ticket, milk, education, car, transport, everything, but with a future perspective. And you know what you have to do to get it? Yeah? No, this is a trick question. All that you have to do is bend down, look under your seats. The entire advisor lens is kept right there. Please feel free to pick it up and use it in your kits. Free hai. All that you do is bend down, pick it up. You already did it? Oh, that's early bird prizes here. Last part of the presentation. Don't worry, there are many more versions available with the team outside. This was okay, got it? Got it, got it, got it. If you don't get it, we'll give you more. All right, this was supposed to be a sales gimmick. We put it, so Vijay is quite happy about it. All right, last 2 minutes of your attention. Do I have them? Do I have last 2 minutes of your attention? Because I want to close with a very important message. To summarize, hey guys, let's do it 2 minutes later. Hey, this is DSP guy, even he's not listening. Okay, last 2 minutes, because I want to, after having run you through future readiness on products, perspective, and the tools, I'm telling you that this is what I'm going to be doing. This has got nothing to do with DSP. It's something which I wanted to share with you. This was done by Samsonite. On this closing note, I just want to tell you, this is where I am going. I hope you're going to be going to the same place. You want to see this?
One Mr. Nambiar from Alibi has glanced at his door for the 23rd time today. Jansi has repeated her week-long routine of waiting at the airport and then going back home. The veteran Mr. Nair can't seem to reach for the colors he longs for. And Fatima's legendary curry mean fry is missing its secret ingredient. Because every great dish needs a foodie. Just like an artist needs an audience. Like a driver needs a destination. And after all these difficult weeks, what Kerala really needs is you. Come, let's revive Kerala tourism. Kerala is open.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And can we now invite Mr. Satish Kumar C, Vice President IFA, to present a memento to Mr. Namit Gupta. Satish Kumar.